Please be attention. Next matter is the Hindu editorial dictation is starting now. Ready? Start. The people of Sri Lanka have voted for change in the ninth presidential election with their nod to Anura Kumar Dissanayake of the National People's Power within bracket NPP. Even though Mr. Dissanayake, also the Chief Minister of the Jantha Vimukti Peramuna within bracket JVP, had to go through a second round of counting, a first since the introduction of the system of executive presidency in 1978. The spirit of the mandate is for a change and a perceptible shift away from the established traditional parties and groups that dominated the political landscape. It is remarkable that the JVP, a party with Marxist origins that is leading the NPP, has been able to get about 42% of the vote share, unlike its poor showing in 2019 and 2020, and though lower than in 2015 and 2019. Voter turnout was about 79.5%. Given their constraints, all the contestants conducted themselves in a way that reflected their faith in the democratic system. It is also no surprise that the purpose for which the popular uprising Argala struggle in Sinhala took place found resonance in the campaign and verdict. As economic woes had triggered the uprising, all the contenders had focused on the economic factor. Mr. Dissanayake told the Hindu recently that fixing the battered economy would be among his priorities. Despite being a leftist, the JVP leader appears receptive to welcoming private and foreign investments. His election manifesto talks of renegotiating rather than scrapping with the IMF the $2.9 billion bailout agreement. What Mr. Dissanayake should not overlook is that he has to adopt a consensual path while implementing his economic policies and programs. It is also going to be challenging when it comes to the other factors of governance and how he will be able to ensure a system change, as he has repeatedly attacked the present corrupt political culture. The promise to hold elections to provincial councils, a tier of government that the JVP had once opposed must be reassuring to Tamils. In the area of foreign relations, Mr. Disyanike, dubbed by his critics a pro-China leader, is expected to extend his pragmatism. He did visit India early this year. His manifesto also mentions that Sri Lanka's territory would not be allowed to threaten or risk the national security of any country in the region, including India. But it remains to be seen how the new president will translate into action his electoral promise of abolishing the current system of executive presidency, a matter that has refused to die down in the political discourse of the country for over 30 years. Mr. Disyanike, who will be assuming charge under not so comfortable conditions, requires understanding and cooperation from every section of Sri Lankan society. Next matter is legal. Ready? Start. This special leave petition has been filed against the judgment and order dated 24th April 2008, passed in writ petition number 28 of 2006 by the High Court of Andhra Pradesh, by which the writ petition against the order of dismissal of the petitioner's application and successive appeals under the Right to Information Act 2005 has been dismissed. In the said petition, the direction was sought by the petitioner to the respondent number 1 to within bracket 1 provide information as asked by him void his application dated 15th November 2004 from the respondent number 4, a judicial officer, as for what reasons the respondent number 4 had decided his miscellaneous appeal dishonestly. The fact and circumstances giving rise to this case are that the petitioner claimed to be in exclusive possession of the land, in respect of which civil suit number 810 of 2000 was filed before Additional Civil Judge Ranga, District, praying for perpetual injunction by Dr. Rao against the petitioner and another from entering into the suit land. Application filed for interim relief in the said suit stood dismissed, being aggrieved the plaintiff therein preferred CMA number 180 of 2000, and the same was also dismissed. Two other suits were filed in respect of the same property, impleading the petitioner also as the defendant. In one of the suits, that is OS number 875 within bracket 3 of 2003, the trial court granted temporary injunction against the petitioner. Being aggrieved, petitioner preferred the CMA number 64 of 2003, which was dismissed by the appellate court. Respondent number 4, wide order dated 10th August 2004. Petitioner filed an application dated 15th November 2004 under Section 6 of the RTI Act before the administrative officer cum assistant state public information officer within bracket respondent number 1, seeking for information to the queries mentioned therein. The said application was rejected wide order dated 23rd November 2004, and an appeal against the said order was also dismissed. Wide order dated 20th January 2005, second appeal against the said order was also dismissed by the Andhra Pradesh State Information Commission. Wide order, the petitioner challenged the said order before the High Court, seeking a direction to the respondent number 1 to furnish the required information immediately. Stop. होप आप लोगों ने अच्छे से मैटर लिखा होगा और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा वर्ड आप लोगों ने लिख लिया होगा। कम ही वर्ड छूटे होंगे। अगर छूट रहा है तो आप लोग बार बार इसकी प्रैक्टिस करते रहिए। मैंने प्लेलिस्ट बना दिया हुआ है, आप प्लेलिस्ट चेकआउट कर सकते हैं। प्रोग्रेसिव है और केसी कैलाश चंद्रा भी है आपका, उसको भी प्रैक्टिस करते रहिए। एग्ज़ाम में कोई भरोसा नहीं, कुछ भी आ सकता है उसमें, तो हमें सब कुछ लेके चलना है। तो इस डिक्टेशन में आपसे जो भी डिक्टेशन आएगा उसमें हम लोग क्या करेंगे, एक लीगल या जनरल लेंगे, दोनों में से कोई एक मैटर ले लेंगे और एक मैटर हम लोग द हिंदू एडिटोरियल पे बेस्ड पे लेंगे हम लोग। यानी न्यूज़पेपर हो गया, टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया हो गया, कोई भी न्यूज़पेपर हो गया, उसका हम लोग वर्ड लेके चलेंगे। सो स्टे ट्यून्ड, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट मैटर में। थैंक यू।